Good morning, class. Today we're working on Unit 1, Lesson 7, Remembering, and we're going to do a little algebra here. We're going to be solving for a variable. In numbers 1 through 12, you can see it says solve for n or solve for d, and this is something you've already done, so don't be intimidated by the variable, which is the letter. We have, in number 1, 1/6 is equal to how many 24ths? Okay, we're going to look at that variable here and we're going to say to ourselves, how many 24ths? Well, this is just equivalent fractions, what we've been working on just all the way through this unit since lesson 1. What I'm going to ask myself now is, I know that I have a denominator of 6 and a denominator of 24. So what did I do to get from 6 to 24? What did I either multiply by or divide by, meaning what was my multiplier, or in some cases what was my divisor? Well, in this case it's a multiplier because it's getting bigger. 6 times what is equal to 24? Well, I know that 6 times 4 is equal to 24. So I am going to then take that 4 and I'm going to multiply my top by 4 because that's what I did to the bottom, because 6 times 4 is equal to that 24. So multiplying by 4, 4 times 1 is equal to 4. So 1/6 is equal to 4 24ths. So n in number 1 is 4. Let's do a couple more for practice. We're going to go ahead and look at number 3 because this one has a divisor, because we're going from a larger to a smaller number. So we have 9 54ths is equal to 1 over d, and we have to figure out what d is. Well, if we go from 9 to 1, we know that we're dividing by a number because it's smaller. So 9 divided by what number is equal to 1? Well, 9 divided by 9 is equal to 1. So we know that we're dividing by 9. So we've got to divide now the bottom by 9. And 54 divided by 9 is equal to 6. And so we have 1/6 is equal to 9 54ths. So your answer for number 3, D, is equal to 6. Your denominator there. Let's go ahead and do another practice, and let's see, let's work on number 7. Let's look at number 7. So number 7 reads that 27 36ths is equal to n over 4. Well, this one's going to be a divisor, right? We're going to be dividing in this one because we're moving to a smaller number. We're going from 36 to 4. 36 divided by what number is going to give us 4? Well, 36 divided by 4 is 9. And so we know that we're going to have to divide top and bottom by 9. So 36 divided by 9 is equal to 4. And 27 then divided by 9 is equal to 3. So 27 36 is equal to 3/4. And we used a divisor in that one. Another equivalent fraction, 3/4. So n, which was what we were solving for, is 3. We're going to go ahead and move down to numbers 13 through 18, and this is just adding or subtracting fractions with mixed numbers. And remember, you have to get yourself a common denominator, and I'm going to let you go ahead and do 13 on your own, but we'll go and look at number 16, because in number 16 we're going to have to borrow from the whole. So in number 16 we have 6 3/8 minus 3 5/8. And when we go to subtract the fractions, we cannot take 5 away from 3 because it's larger. So we have to borrow from the whole. The 6 becomes a 5, and then we add one whole, which written in fraction form is 8/8. So we add 8/8 to our fraction here, and 8 plus 3 becomes 11. Our denominator stays the same. So now we have 5 11/8 minus 3 5/8, and we can actually do our subtraction now. 11 minus 5 is equal to 6. Our denominator stays the same, eighths, and then our whole number, 5 minus 3, is equal to 2. So 2 and 6/8 is our answer. You could also reduce 2 and 6/8 because 2 is a common factor of both, and it could become 2 and 3/4 because 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so 2 and 3/4. I would take either answer, 2 and 6/8 or 2 and 3/4. In numbers 19 through 24, we're just comparing fractions, and we've been doing that for a long time as well. And remember, you can use whatever process works for you when you are comparing fractions. Just remember, you have to get a common denominator. So we'll do number 19 as an example, and we're comparing 3/4 to 6/7. And here, 4 does not go into 7 evenly, so I'm going to choose to just multiply straight across. 4 times 7 is equal to 28. Anything I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator, so here I have to multiply by 4 again. And 4 times 6 is 24. Now I need to go to my other side, and I multiplied this side by 4, so now I have to multiply this side by 7. 7 times 4 is equal to 28, and I need to multiply my numerator then by 7, and 7 times 3 is equal to 21. Now I'm comparing 21/28 to 24/28, and I know that 24/28 is greater than 21/28, and so in my original problem, 3/4 is less than 6/7. So you can go ahead and write that in. You've done a lot of comparing fractions over the last few days, so I think you should be pretty good on 20 through 24. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to erase here, and we'll read number 25 together. And number 25 reads, in a hockey game, Seth took 12 shots and scored 3 times. Zach took 10 shots and scored twice. Who scored on a greater fraction of his shots? Well, in a hockey game, Seth took 12 total shots, so that's going to be our denominator. So Seth took 12 total shots. Of those 12 total shots, the numerator is going to be how many times he scored, which is 3. So Seth, was successful 3 out of 12 times. Now we're going to see Zach took 10 total shots, and he was successful twice, so that's 2 times. And I need to compare 3/12 to 2/10. And my least common denominator here, I know that my factors or my multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and so on. My multiples of 12 are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and once I get to 60, I can see that I know that 12 times 5 is equal to 60. And I also have 60 as a multiple for 10. So I need to multiply both sides by whatever number is going to get me to 60. Well, 10 times 6 is equal to 60, so I multiply top and bottom by 6. 2 times 6 is equal to 12. My other side here, I know that 5 times 12 is equal to 60, and I have to multiply the top and bottom by the same number, so 5 times 3 is equal to 15. So now I'm comparing 15/60 to 12/60, and 15/60 is larger than 12/60. So if I go back to my original, I can see that in a hockey game, Seth who scored a greater fraction of his shots. Seth is my answer. We can go ahead then and look down to number 26, and number 26 reads, Gia rode her bike 7 7/8 miles in the morning and another 6 5/8 in the afternoon. How many miles did she ride altogether? Well, when we see a word like all together, we know that we're adding, our fractions together. So you're going to set up your problem when you have 7 7/8 plus 6 5/8, and you can go ahead and solve that one on your own. Remember, you don't need to do stretch your thinking, so you can put a line through it or an X through it, whatever you choose. And you are finished once you complete this page today. Make sure you take a picture, please, and attach it to your assignment and then turn it in on Teams. Thank you.